Alcohol and cancer. Does drinking alcohol cause cancer? Is there a link between alcohol consumption and cancer? Does red wine have minor anti-cancer effects? For reliable information in this field, we have referred to the website of the National Cancer Institute of America and prepared this video. What evidence is there that drinking alcohol can cause cancer? There is a strong scientific consensus that drinking alcohol can cause several types of cancer. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services National Toxicology Program lists alcohol consumption as a human carcinogen in its carcinogenic report. Evidence shows that the more alcohol a person drinks, especially the more alcohol they regularly drink throughout their lifetime, the greater their risk of developing alcohol-related cancers. Even those who do not drink more than 1 unit of alcohol a day are at risk for some cancers. According to 2009 data, it is estimated that 3.5% of cancer deaths in the United States, or about 19,500 deaths, are alcohol-related. Clear patterns have been observed between alcohol consumption and the development of the following types of cancer. Head and neck cancer. Moderate alcohol consumption increases the risk of some head and neck cancers. The risk of mouth and throat cancer and laryngeal cancer in regular alcohol users is 1.8 times higher than in people who do not drink alcohol. People who drink a lot of alcohol are 5 times more likely to get cancer of the mouth and throat and 2.6 times more likely to get laryngeal cancer. In addition, the risk of developing these cancers is significantly higher among people who consume this amount of alcohol and who also use tobacco. Esophageal cancer. Alcohol consumption in any amount is associated with an increased risk of developing a type of esophageal cancer called squamous cell carcinoma. The risk of developing this type of cancer varies from 1.3 times for light alcohol consumption to almost 5 times more for heavy consumption than non-alcohol consumption. In addition, people who inherit a deficiency in an alcohol metabolizing enzyme have a significantly increased risk of developing cancer if they consume alcohol. Liver cancer. Excessive alcohol consumption is associated with a nearly 2-fold increase in the risk of both types of liver cancer. Breast cancer. Epidemiological studies have consistently shown an increased risk of breast cancer with increasing alcohol consumption. Data collected from 118 studies show that people who drink lightly have a higher risk of breast cancer than people who do not drink alcohol. The average risk of developing this cancer is 1.23 times higher in moderate alcohol users and 1.6 times higher in heavy alcohol users. Colon cancer. Moderate to heavy alcohol consumption is 1.2 to 1.5 times more likely to develop colon than non-alcohol consumption. Numerous studies have examined whether there is a link between alcohol consumption and the risk of other cancers. In the case of cancers of the ovaries, prostate, stomach, uterus, and bladder, no association has been found with alcohol consumption, or the available evidence for their association is contradictory. However, there is growing evidence that alcohol consumption increases the risk of skin, prostate, and pancreatic cancers. What effect does the combination of alcohol and tobacco have on cancer risk? Epidemiological studies show that people who drink alcohol and tobacco are at a higher risk of developing mouth, throat, larynx, and esophagus cancers than those who use only alcohol or tobacco. In fact, the risks associated with alcohol and tobacco use for oral and throat cancers are multiplied in these people. Can drinking red wine help prevent cancer? The plant composition in grapes used to make red wine and some other herbs have been studied for potential health effects, including cancer prevention. However, researchers have found no link between moderate red wine consumption and reduced prostate cancer or colon cancer risk. Does the risk of cancer change after a person stops drinking alcohol? Most studies that have looked at whether the risk of cancer decreases after stopping drinking alcohol have focused on head and neck cancers and esophageal cancer. These studies have shown that stopping alcohol consumption is not associated with an immediate reduction in cancer risk. Cancer risk eventually decreases, although it may take years for cancer to return to the level of people who never have drunk alcohol. For example, people who had previously consumed alcohol, even 16 years after quitting drinking, had a higher risk of developing cancer of the mouth and throat than people who never had drunk alcohol. One study estimated that it would take more than 35 years to reduce the risk of laryngeal and throat cancers caused by alcohol consumption to the level of people who never drank alcohol.